I tokened myself out.
Yeah.
I am plum tucking. Oh man, the bats.
Freaking bats.
Freaking love Halloween.
Love Halloween.
It
Aw.
just broke. Oh, okay. I guess that's fair.
You're right. Putting it on Facebook. Oh dear Lord. What a time. Did you already post it? Okay.
Hate that.
It's still
Fantastic.
supposed, is it still supposed to be on Twitch? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Oh. Say, I would try to help you, but I'd have to do that over Wi-Fi, and this probably wouldn't go well on our Wi-Fi.
woohoo! We're doing it live. Mm.
Submitting my homework.
Pretty important stuff, that.
Very intense stuff. This is the Footsteps saga.
It's a noisy place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
Yeah. No, definitely is. The Whispers Estate. And where was that located at, Abby?
Mitchell, Indiana. Mitchell, Indiana.
Just past Smedley, Indiana.
Yes. Oh.
Hey, Tom. You notice in the picture you're using for the stream, it looks like there's a figure in the second floor window on the one to the right.
You fucking kidding.
Just enhance. Enhance that.
Hold on.
Center two
Let's see.
windows. The one on the
Oh. On the left?
towards the door.
Oh, I'm looking at the one on the left.
Like, it's probably just a trick of the light, especially since that window is blocked over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just all zoomed out like this. Bam.
I'll entertain myself. It's fun.
No, somebody, Bluegrass Gaming, commented something. Oh, that's. Oh,
Oh God.
Pretty great.
oh my God. It's a moment.
Travel back in time to hear the echoes of the past.
Oh my God.
God.
Oh Lord, I just realized I have been talking, but it's been muted.
Hear you.
No,
we
we've
can
heard
hear
you.
you.
You've heard me. The Twitch has, or YouTube hasn't heard me.
Oh my God.
We're sitting here staring at the camera.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here reading, talking to the camera, like a dumb bitch. So yeah, basically the TLDR. What I've just said for the last 10 minutes. In 1899, the house was bought by Dr. John and Jessie Gibbons. They used to adopt abandoned and orphaned children and raise them in the home. Two of the most notable deaths of children that occurred in the home were a 10-year-old named Rachel, as well as a 10-month-old named Elizabeth. Rachel started a fire in the front parlor room. She was badly burned and died, succumbing to her wounds 2 days later in the upstairs bedroom. Jesse Gibbons also died in the house, in the same room that the 10-month-old Elizabeth died, which is the master bedroom. But she was battling a double pneumonia, and she passed away from that. Dr. Gibbons practiced for 26 years. Numerous owners have owned it since then. In 2006, the previous owners bought the house after being vacant for a few years. During its restoration, a bunch of strange activity started to occur in the house. EVPs, paranormal encounters, and a bunch of other things have happened over the years. Various, claims of couches and beds shaking, lots of EVPs and disembodied voices, which you'll hear disembodied voices in one of our recordings tonight, we believe.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, we got that after you guys left during evidence review earlier. So that should be a fun one. And we also have people see shadow figures, including a very prominent shadow figure that likes to stay in the waiting room of the doctor's office area of the home. But it's a small little house, as you can see behind us here in Mitchell, Indiana. It's actually quite big for what it is.
I was going to say, it's a lot bigger than it looks.
Yeah, it's true. We were there on Friday night. We were there investigating from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. And this is probably the most evidence we have ever had on any of the places that we have ever been.
Yep.
So much so that we cannot cover it all in this singular episode. It's just not going to happen. So expect a part 2 episode to the
in the future.
In the very near future, because we have a laundry list of evidence that we're going to go through today, and we haven't even touched the voice recorders. We have only got stuff on camera, which is the most exciting. We have a single audio clip. I scratched that. We do have a single audio clip from the one that we pulled and reviewed immediately while we were on site there.
Also, did you even finish the camera for Rachel's room?
Nope. I got through the first one or the first clip, like the first hour and a half to 2 hours, and the rest of it I haven't even got through yet.
So yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
Before we review hard evidence, you guys want to talk about stuff that happened while we were there?
Yeah, sure. Here's a preview. Listen real close. You might be able to hear it.
I hear it.
You can hear that?
More like.
Well,
What'd you do?
I slammed my fist into the my desk to simulate footsteps everywhere.
Yeah, there is a lot of footsteps in these videos. And we have ran through a lot of the videos that are surrounding those same time periods to make sure that it wasn't us moving around, because the house is creaky. It's an old house. It's gonna creak, but these are very distinct, and we know where we are in the home at the time that we caught these. And both of our static cameras are on the second floor.
Yeah, and you can tell when it's us walking by for the singular fact that we didn't actually split up during this investigation very much. And even when we did split up, we were never actually alone. It was at least in pairs. So when we are walking by and you can hear us, it's never just one set of footsteps.
Yep. And usually we're talking.
Yeah, we're chatty catties.
Chatty catties.
Katie, Katie.
Where do we let's see, I'm talking as far as things that we had happen while we were there. We started setting up about 8 o'clock, and we went through and did a baseline reading for EMF. Which we did not even bother with EMF the entire time after that.
Nope.
It
Yeah.
was so high.
Everywhere.
Yeah. What's
There's no wonder this place has a fuck ton of activity.
Which another claim is that the house has a portal or a vortex in it, which allegedly can be like a pathway for spirits to like pass through the home.
And I imagine if an EMF detector is going to be set off by a ghost, it's probably going to be set off by a vortex.
So the minimum that we got in the house, not even against a wall or anything, just standing dead in the middle of a room with lights off, was 13. The highest we got in the, what room are we calling that? It's the upstairs bedroom to the left on the second floor. Is that the master bedroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the master bedroom and then right
With the closet.
Yeah. Master bedroom was 115, just standing there. So.
An unhealthy amount.
Yes. So.
Yeah, so there was no that if we had kept the EMF reader on all night, it would have just gone bananas. So there was no reason to keep it on.
We would have gone insane.
Yep. Accurate.
Yep.
But before we dive into evidence 2, yes, Chris?
Well, they did have a K2. So when we got there, they had a bunch of tools that those who are there can use. And they had a K2 meter, which is also an EMF detector. And it did not go off all the time.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Which, you know, to kind of put the skeptical view on things, ours is an actual, like, tool that you can buy at the hardware store.
Yeah.
That is made for
For
electricians.
your home.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Which I think I would trust that one more than the
Yeah.
little colorful one from Amazon. But
Yeah, and it went off like crazy, but the K2, like Chris said, did not do a whole lot. They also had a REM pod, which, if you're not familiar with that, we have a tiny one that we've shown on camera before. But it's just a little device that will sense when something is close to it or touching it. It will also sense electromagnetic fields around it. So when we had it, they had it's just a little tiny like box or pod, circular thing with a little antenna on it. You've probably seen them in a ton of paranormal activity shows and stuff like that. We got to actually use one of theirs while we were there too, so we had 2 the whole time. We put that in the upstairs hallway, and we put it like down towards the servants' quarters near the bathroom. That is allegedly like one of the most active areas is that hallway, and when we dive into this, you will definitely see that for sure, because that thing was chaotic, like for the first 3 hours of the night.
And that was actually the first bit of evidence we captured, I think.
Yeah.
Because we hadn't even truly started. We ordered some pizza and we're eating, and we were just sitting around the dining room table when Abby or Haley pointed out, "Hey, do you hear the REM pod going off?"
Yep. And before we started eating pizza, actually, or right when we were getting ready to start, we also heard footsteps upstairs.
That is true.
Yeah, and then we got the REM pod after we were eating and stuff. So,
yeah, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna go ahead and start. What, you guys got anything else before we start digging into the ungodly amount of clips that we have? Okay, let me pull up. That is Rachel's static cam. Okay, so because we have a lot of these, and we haven't been able to go through a lot of the stuff yet, I haven't got a chance to actually edit this down into little clips, so I'm just taking the main video clip. And actually, I think I can do this. Let's see if this works. Evidence cam? Evidence clip? Hey, look at that. Evidence clip. So, this is the static cam we set up in Rachel's bedroom. There is going to be a lot of stuff we jump through. So, first things first, we're going to jump to 4 minutes and 50 seconds. 4:48 is fine. In this clip, you are going to hear probably us talking downstairs, because this is while we were eating pizza and getting stuff set up. But you're also going to hear some banging from an area in like nearby. I think it's coming from upstairs, but I'm not 100% sure. But here's that. So yeah, that was when that was when we were downstairs. Oh Lord. That was when we were downstairs, in the parlor room or the dining room eating food. And that thud. I mean, none of us were moving. We were sitting in chairs.
I don't even remember hearing that thud.
I don't either. It's odd because there wasn't a whole lot of. I mean, when it was quiet, you could hear a pin drop in that house.
Till that AC turned on.
Till the AC turned on. Alright, this next clip is going to be, I can't really identify it. It's a really strange noise. Doesn't really stick out tremendously. 28:45.
So, Britt, Nicole, thank you for joining in the chat.
Yes.
And that was super loud.
Yeah. I don't know what that sound is. It sounds like kind of like if you were like throwing something in like a trash bag or something.
Yeah, or something just dropped on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys hear something while we're going over this, because there's a lot of it, and we probably missed something at some point. So
For
if
sure.
you hear something,
Yeah.
please let us know. Let's go back to this. So now, this one's interesting too, guys. This is like a weird tapping noise that we got, and this was shortly after that. So, just for some context, that staticky noise you guys heard in the background was us doing a spirit box session in the dining room. And so we were actively sitting in chairs, not moving around at all, but here's that. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Sounds like somebody touched the camera.
Right? I'll go back and play it again. Yeah, that's kind of what my first thought was. Is it was somebody tapping on the camera.
Yeah. Well, that and didn't it say too before we went that they have like past history of like them trying to mess with cameras and knocking them over and touching them and things like that too.
Yep.
They did.
Yeah. So.
Now this is where, for the next 5 minutes, there is nonstop stuff going on. There is, let's see, let's go to 42. So we're only going to skip around one time after this. So we go to 42. This is where we were just finishing up eating, and we heard the REM pod going off. We didn't hear this first part, but you'll know when we actually hear something, and you'll hear us like move and start getting ready to come up the stairs. So just listen for that. It's a long clip. It's like 5 minutes long, like I said, but there's a whole lot that happens. That was the REM pod.
Yeah, I think we just heard it, didn't we?
Yep. Now you'll hear us come up the stairs and then stop.
Can you do that again?
And for reference, that's what it sounds like when we're like right outside.
Whatever that was, can you get close to that white box and make that go off again?
If there's someone up here with us, can you please play with the little toy you were playing with in the middle of the hallway? We're going to ask you some questions. If you can make that go off for yes. Did you live in this house? Were you one of Dr. John's patients?
So, before we move on
Can-
to the next bit of evidence, I have this also.
Yep. I'm pulling. this
I
right
also
now.
have this uh, event happening, but I recorded it with the handy cam in the hand, and we should play that too to like show like we're nowhere near this REM pod.
Yep. I've already got it pulled up.
Is that one I got uploaded? It is. Also,
It has no.
so 27
That's-
seconds.
Also, the timestamps on these things are
Very
wrong.
wrong.
We got this secondhand off of eBay, so
Yeah, we did not travel back in time to do this.
2007.
It's true. Side note, Chris, there's no audio.
Oh shit.
Okay.
It's a good thing it has lights. Oh no, there is
Yeah.
audio. It's just very faint.
So that's the distance we kept from the REM pod the whole time we were asking questions.
That's a
Mhm.
different clip. Okay.
There it is.
27 seconds is the one you want. Is where you want it.
If there's someone up here with us, can you please play with the little toy you were playing with in the middle of the hallway? We're going to ask you some questions.
So yeah. Nowhere near it.
Yeah. Nowhere near it.
And actually, just for like just to show you, I'll get out ours real quick.
I say ours is kind of sensitive. Sometimes I feel like ours gets set off by like movement in the room, just in general. When Tom or I will move, especially towards it, but not even necessarily near it at the time, it can set it off. But that one is far less sensitive than ours.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Like it was mentioned in the chat too. Every time we kept getting closer to it, it would stop. Like it knew we were coming, and then we would stop, and it would start again. So that was something that really kind of stood out to us too.
Yeah. So fair warning.
Oh god.
I'm gonna put it right. I have to put it in camera shot, so this is gonna be awkward. But
Okay, go ahead.
so yeah, you have to get like really close to it in order to set it off and to trigger it. It's gone now, guys.
Okay.
It's really loud and scary.
Yeah.
In the middle of a quiet house at 3 a.m.
So definitely a weird little event that occurred for sure. But that's just where it starts.
Yeah.
The next one is we go upstairs, and we're upstairs in Actually, no, we go downstairs. Because we only spent the night upstairs one time, right? On the third floor, near the end of the night.
Like we walked up there to look at it, but we didn't stay up there for very long.
Excuse me.
No. Yeah.
So let's go to 51 minutes. Or sorry, 55 minutes.
Yeah. We were a little hesitant after our little experiment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, by the way, we did do a little experiment that if you saw on Instagram or joined us during the live stream on Instagram, you got to see a little bit of it. But we're going to be putting up the whole things, or all four sessions of it on YouTube later this week, so you can get an idea of the whole process. But Haley, what was that called again?
So the original is the Gansfeld experiment. Typically with that one, you'll do halved ping pong balls over the eyes that are taped down. You'll have a red light in front of you, and then you have noise canceling headphones on. This one was kind of a take on that because we didn't have ping pong balls. So we just did a eye mask and then noise canceling headphones with white noise in them. It's basically all based on sensory deprivation. And it's supposed to make it easier for you to perceive the things around you. Sometimes in the white noise, you can hear things like kind of like a spirit box. Sometimes you'll hear things like that, or sometimes you'll just constantly kind of get this feeling of like a word or a presence or where something is, or that it wants you to say something. So we all four did that, and then a couple of us did it twice. The second time was upstairs. The first time was down in the parlor. So I think it was neat. I would like to do it again. But it's a long set of clips, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and we'll post the whole, like, it'll just be a compilation of all of it that we recorded on YouTube later this week when we get some time. Like I said, we still got a whole lot of stuff to go over. But now, this next one is some famously loud footsteps. So yeah,
Was there a giggle with those two?
there sure was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck.
Abby, you're muted.
Yeah.
I don't think that was us because nothing was said
No.
before or after.
No, and it doesn't sound like we're moving around anywhere either.
Well, you can hear us in the video, and we're downstairs.
Yep. Very very spooky. I'll play it again since it's pretty short. What was that, 55? That's none of us.
What the fuck?
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And there's that loud noise too. That almost doesn't even sound like like not like a footstep, but like something falling.
Yeah, that sounds like something's dropped on the floor.
Yeah.
Maybe like a book or something. Kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Let's see. We still have 3 more things in this one video clip.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's we weren't kidding. It's a whole lot. Let's see. 56, 20. This is gonna be a whisper.
Oh, he said the name.
Ooh.
Did you guys hear that?
I sure did.
I don't know what it's saying. I know it ain't us because we're coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
It sounded like "Don't you dare" to me.
Chat, what do you all think?
So Tom and I talked about it, like, because my first instinct was, that's me or Haley whispering. And if we play the clip a little bit longer, we can hear, I think it's Haley. Haley is speaking while we're coming up the stairs at full volume. And it's more quiet than what that whisper just was.
All right, I'm gonna play it again.
Oh, that's good. I was like, I didn't hear it that time.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it.
Sounds like it's almost talking to something because there's like one in a different like not volume, but a different like it's lower than the other one.
Mhm.
Register.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think I almost heard "Don't you dare" or "I know what you did."
Something. Hmm. Fun.
There's so much. Nope.
Yes.
Ever.
And Brittany said she shared our stream to her Twitter. So
Nice.
Nice.
Thank you,
Thank
Brittany.
you. Thank you, Brittany.
Mm-hmm. Choose your fighter.
Sounds good to me.
You've not lost it. I keep muting myself because I don't want it to interfere with the thing. So, can you hear me now, Josh? I'm sorry. I'll just
Dang
stop.
it, Tom.
I'll just stop.
I'm thinking
talking.
no.
How are we supposed to have a professional
Because I'm trying
streaming experience, Tom?
I'm trying to. There's a fine line of me making just random noise, just sitting here listening, and someone misinterpreting that. I'm trying to make it to where that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want me to have just like a random like cough or something, and it just go. Oh, did you guys hear that?
Ghost cough.
Yeah.
Spectral fart.
Spectral farts. All right, let's go to this. This is some footsteps, and it's pretty obviously footsteps.
wait, is it the one from the master bedroom?
No, this is still.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still in Rachel's room. We ain't left.
Okay.
Jesus, Rachel.
By the way, this is when we're doing the experiment downstairs.
Yeah, so we're all sitting down in chairs.
Yeah.
Not moving. So, this one is my favorite though. Chris, Haley, and anybody in the chat, I want you all to tell me what this sounds like to you, because me and Abby went back and forth a little bit trying to figure out what it actually is. But
Okay.
this one you're going to need to listen. I'm going to mute myself again, but I'll pay attention this time.
I don't break it.
I won't break it. But listen very closely. If you have high volume on your TV, if you're watching on TV, if you have headphones, that's going to be the best way to listen to this. But it's a disembodied voice. Did you guys hear that? Yes, no, maybe so.
No, I didn't.
So it's real faint. I'll tell you what it kind of sounds like to me is in the background. So you'll hear us talking. And just before you hear us talking, you'll hear what to me sounds like sobbing. It's really faint. It kind of it's well in the distance. It kind of sounds like it's coming from the servants' quarters.
Could you tell what part of the experiment we were on, by the way?
At the end of that, I think we were in yours, maybe.
That's what I was worried. That's what I was worried about.
So that's us. And listen real close right here. Haley, I take it by your facial expression you heard it.
That's gonna sound like someone going like hoo hoo, like
Like ugly crying.
yeah,
Yeah, you really have to turn that one up, though. That is very faint.
yeah.
Yep. The only way that I heard it was turning the volume on VLC up to 200% and my headphones up to max.
Jesus.
But like none of us during the experiment downstairs, none of us would have been making that kind of noise. None of us. We weren't even talking like that consistently.
No, you'll see when and you can see it on Instagram. There's a little bit of it on there.
Let's see. If that would have been during my session too, that would have happened at the same time as the one on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. And we're not making any of those noises. But that's not the. There's a lot of reports of hearing child crying, like in the upstairs, the second floor area, which corroborates with the story of Rachel and which we do you have the picture on the Google Drive of the doll?
I don't, but I can put it on there.
Yeah, toss that on there. So they actually have. I like how you have the painting though.
Oh my god, that fucking thing.
It's terrifying.
But they still have the doll that we think, because it has burn marks and stuff on it, that used to belong to Rachel, in a glass cabinet upstairs, and it is an extremely sad thing.
Yeah.
To look at for sure. But before we go on to my favorite clip in the entire thing, where a whole bunch of stuff happens in the master bedroom, I want to show you guys this horrifying painting. So this image can be burned into your skulls like it has been burned into ours.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. So, Chris, Haley, Abby, do one of you guys want to tell the story behind this painting?
So first of all, I want to say that before we walked upstairs, nobody had mentioned this painting to me. Thomas. He left it a nice surprise. He knew it existed because he gave us the story.
I didn't know where it was. As soon
So,
as
yeah,
I thought it was upstairs.
I knew the painting was a thing. I knew the backstory of it. I had no idea it was hanging where it is, which made it all the more worse.
And for some more context, there is no light fixture in the stairwell.
No.
So the only light that you get is from the dining room and the parlor room. There's no light in the foyer either. But at the top of the stairs is where this painting is sitting. The story behind this painting is that an artist who was staying there slept in the upstairs attic bedroom and had visions of this person in their dreams. So they painted it. And it's life-size. It is a full-body portrait.
Terrifying.
Full body.
And
all that entails.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, we're about to get banned on YouTube. There it is.
Oh yeah, it's naked.
Nah, it's not banned on YouTube. We good.
But the
The nips are covered. That's all that matters.
yeah, so we had to pass that every single time we came upstairs.
Hmm.
And again, Tom neglected to mention that it existed.
I didn't know where it was. I assumed it would be upstairs in the bedroom. I didn't think they'd go, you know what'd be real funny? Since there's no light in the stairwell, how about we toss this at the top of the stairs so when they turn on their flashlights to go upstairs, it's the first thing they see at the top of the staircase.
And when you first look up the stairs before you fully get on it, the banister there in the left-hand part of that little picture blocks most of it. So you just see like the face, the hands, the shoulders, and that's all you see.
Standing at the top of the hallway or at
Yeah.
the top of the stairs.
Yep. It's horrifying in every way. All right. So the next clip that I'm gonna play is from the master bedroom. This was a little bit into the night. We had been going for I think about 3 hours, maybe 3.5, 4 hours. And we had went into the bedroom and we put a static camera on the bedroom door bedroom closet door because it has been known to open on its own. Which the door is put in a way, or is in the condition it's in is in a way that you actually have to like turn the doorknob with some force to actually like open the door because it's kind of loose, and then you pull it open and then it will just automatically open by itself. So you gotta always make sure that it stays closed. So we were in there and going through doing an EVP session, and I'll play the audio first because the audio is also interesting. Let's see where I have it at. I can just play it right off the thing. So we were doing an EVP session, and we're all sitting in chairs, not moving, and we hear this.
EVP session, master bedroom, Whispers Estates.
Let's see, I'm trying to figure out what part it's in, so that would be...
Yeah, and sorry we don't have the evidence as concisely as we normally do, because we did this investigation on Friday night. Me and Haley were dead to the world on Saturday.
Yeah, we didn't do a whole lot of evidence review yesterday either. We needed a break.
Yeah.
So we've been reviewing evidence since... I've been up since 11 o'clock this morning doing it. But here is that whole thing. And it turns out the audio clip is also not edited down to just the thing that happened, so I'm just going to do the video. But 3 things happen. The REM pod goes off. you're going to hear something, and you'll know when you hear it because it stands out drastically. And you're also going to see we had a laser grid set up on the closet door. I want you to put your eyes in the center of the laser grid on the closet door, which is going to be in this area. And pay attention to that, but also listen.
Did y'all hear the thumping?
Yep.
3 times.
Hey.
Huh?
Something just broke the laser grid.
It sure fucking. Oh my god. I just said.
Is there somebody here with us right now?
So yeah,
Mhm.
did you guys hear that at home? Let us know in the chat if you heard and saw all those things. The REM pod's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Which it should be noted too, the dot, because I messed this up earlier, the laser grid movement over on the left side is Chris sitting in the chair, but the thing in the middle of the door, there was nothing there that should have moved.
Yeah, it's hard to see because it is pitch black in that room, but I am fully in the camera view.
Yep.
Mhm.
Off to the left.
Yep. 'Cause there's a door just on the or a chair just inside the door there.
I will say that time when I watched it, I didn't see this the first time when you showed us. That laser dot, I saw it move, and then
Yeah.
I fully just saw the dot disappear. And in this span between it disappearing and you closing out the audio, it never showed back up.
No. It like moved to the right, which would have been towards like a corner of the room
Hmm.
where the closet was placed, and it never showed back up.
Mhm.
Which is weird because that's not how light works.
Especially a static, not moving laser grid.
Yeah. It should not a single one of those should move on their own.
So yeah, we'll play it again just so you guys can hear the knock.
So I'm not sure if that point of light that we saw move, that Tom and I thought had broken a laser grid point. I don't know if it was always there or if it appeared and then moved.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe.
Either way, it's
So-
strange because it's like a bright dot too.
Mhm.
But I'll go ahead and play it again so you guys can listen for the knocking. It's gonna sound. You're gonna hear dut dut dut. Sorry, I'm trying to get the video.
Did y'all hear the thumping?
Yep.
3 times.
Hey.
Huh?
Something just broke the laser grid.
It sure fucking. Oh my god. I just said.
So I just had a thought too. We'll get to this when we get to my footage. The tapping in the doctor's office
Mhm.
that we hear for like go on for like 30 minutes solidly has the exact same cadence as that thumping.
That's strange.
Is it all in threes?
Yeah.
Always in threes.
Mm.
And when, from what
Mm-hmm.
Chris and I heard on the from what Chris and I heard on the video from the doctor's office, it's way more quiet.
Yeah. It's
So,
super
like,
quiet.
we heard this audibly. We heard this on the camera, and it is extremely prevalent on the voice recorder.
Yeah.
We are not moving. We are not near anything. I was actually like almost half asleep in the corner because it was super late in the night, and this woke me up, and I was like, okay, we doing this from here on out.
Yeah, the only thing that was happening right then was the REM pod was going off. So I was shining a light down the hallway towards the REM pod, and I was watching it go off. And I was shouting encouragement to the ghost to make it keep going off and make it go off louder and stronger. It's the only thing that was happening.
And it was weird too, because whenever we all heard it, we heard it in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like
Yeah.
the same from anywhere. So
Yep, that was.
It's true.
I personally have no explanation for this. This is like the one thing that we caught here, besides obviously the REM pod and some of the other stuff that we got, like the footsteps and things. But while we were there and knowing that we heard this, like I have no way of saying that that's anything other than something paranormal, which is odd to say out loud. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more, and then we'll get to yours, Chris. So let me open this one. This one kind of sounds like another disembodied voice. This one is at 48 minutes and 20 seconds. So the laser grid had, the battery had died in it, and we had just decided to leave a flashlight in the room instead by this point. But this is in the master bedroom as well. But you're going to kind of hear what we think sounds like a kind of almost like a disembodied cough or like a retching sound, like somebody's like trying to throw up.
Mhm.
And I'll play that again so y'all can hear it.
So on what is this, the 10th listening of that audio, that might still just be footsteps.
Maybe. It's really
Like-
weird footsteps if it is.
Well,
Yeah.
no, think about that house and think about a large man in shoes taking steps on that bare wooden floor.
What you implying, Chris? Yeah, no, it does sound like it, I could see that. It to me, it just the perfect description of it is literally my family dog that I had back home. Buddy had congestive heart failure, and he had like horrible coughing all the time
Mhm.
before he passed. And that to me, it sounds like a wet cough almost. Which, if that's what it is, it also lines up with Jesse having double pneumonia.
Yeah.
And a child burning alive and then
Yeah,
dying
burning,
2
yeah.
days later.
Yeah, that too.
yeah.
Or an old man who allegedly died in the bathroom
Bathroom.
In the most old man way possible.
in the most.
Fell out the bathtub.
Yep.
Sat there for 3 days when somebody found him.
Dear God.
We're not making light of this subject, I promise. This is
No.
There's just a whole lot of stuff.
Yep.
In this place. So yeah, there's that. Go ahead, Ailey.
The burn doll and everything too is on the drive. If you wanted to show that.
Oh yeah, we'll do that before we jump to Chris's stuff. So here's clip 5. This is the last one that I have. We're going to go to 17.
Is it from the master bedroom?
It sure is. This is the one. This is the first one.
Are you gonna do the baseline of us first?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
So 26:45.
and so the clip that we're gonna show, we had been on the third floor in the attic, um, doing some spirit box stuff and EVPs upstairs. And this is us after we're leaving the attic. You'll hear us walk back down the stairs, you'll hear us talking, and you'll actually see we had flashlights on, and you will see us shine our flashlights into the room, and you can see the reflections of it off of the like door facing and the bed frame.
So yeah, here's that.
Tom, the video is actually not up for me. I don't know if it is for the stream.
It wasn't.
So yeah, so that's us. And then this is the rest of it. So this is all not us. Let's see, 17.
So what we're gonna show now is we are in the attic, sitting completely still. We are doing our experiments upstairs in the attic, and if you watch the door facing where there's a little bit of light reflecting from a different room and the banister, none of the light is broken that is in the frame right now, and none of it changes throughout the next few clips. So it's not us with flashlights, and we're upstairs completely still sitting down.
Yeah, we're sitting in the chairs. This is when Haley was doing the experiment upstairs. So here's that. Okay, so yeah. Abby, you might want to turn your volume up a little bit. Actually, I'll turn you up on here too.
Okay.
Zach said you were a little quiet, relative. but oh lord, no.
Whenever we went back to and compared our audio from that same time, you don't hear any of that upstairs where we are.
Right.
No.
And we have the voice recorders going, and I mean, they're good voice recorders. They pick up a lot of shit. So it was weird that we didn't hear any of that up there, but then it was all down on the second floor.
Mhm.
It also sounded like somebody touched the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all hear like the groan before it started too? It sounded like something on like, and then it did it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, but
I didn't hear that, but I did hear like the drop and then the roll, and then I've also heard the footsteps, obviously. But there's it keeps going. We're not done.
The video is still down, Tom.
There's no reason for the video to be up.
oh,
And
So, like, you could hear how far away our voices were.
yeah.
The distance of our voices compared to how prominent the footsteps were.
And that thudding sound, like that deeper sound than the footsteps, that just to me sounds like somebody like that's the same sound as when you start taking down the camera. You know, start touching it to take it down.
we got one more.
So much.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that to me sounds like the footsteps and then somebody dropping something, and it's slowly rolling across the floor.
Mhm.
A whole bunch of stuff.
So many things.
Let's see. Now over to the Google Drive to see what, and I'll show you guys the photos of Rachel's doll that they have in a little glass case. And then here's a photo of Rachel. And this is in her room, and people left like flowers, and people leave toys and offerings and things of that nature.
Lots of money.
Lots of money. Don't know what a ghost does with U.S. currency, but you know.
Don't know.
Modern U.S. currency.
Correct. Let's see. We got some other photos. What's this photo? Oh yeah, this antique wheelchair from the doctor's room.
Oh, just to give you guys some perspective too on how much there is, you'll notice when Tom is navigating this Google Drive that it is full. It only contains stuff from Whispers, and we ran out of space.
And it doesn't even have everything.
No.
It literally just has your all's photos and videos. Like I haven't uploaded anything to it.
I got 2 videos on there out of 11.
And then that last, actually, I'm going to play that real quick. It's really hard to hear, but you can hear Chris say advanced darkness upstairs. Here's a video clip to confirm that we didn't hear any of that, or an audio clip rather, that we didn't hear any of that because this is from the audio upstairs.
have too much longer here.
You don't hear any of those footsteps.
No.
Or the knocking.
Sure don't.
At all. So, let's see. What else we got? Oh, we got this video clip.
And we were already standing still when I said that. We'd already been up there for a little bit, and what happened was like, oh, Tom, you should just step on the button to turn off the light.
Yeah, and we turned off the light, and it was pitch black.
Yeah.
So this is Haley. What's this clip of again?
So this is whenever we were downstairs doing the first like Spirit Box EVP session after we ate. And then there's some footsteps that you can hear upstairs, but the time marker on it is on the title of the video too.
4:30 to 5:11.
Look at you being smart with your naming convictions.
Jesse, if you're here with us, can you maybe knock on something or let us know that you're here in some way? We just want to talk and know that you're here.
So yeah, right as just before Abby looks
Yeah.
up, you can hear footsteps coming from upstairs.
And we're all there.
Yeah.
The only time that we split up was during setup.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah. And we were still in groups of 2.
Mhm.
So none of us were alone throughout any of the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, how many video clips do you got to share with us, bud?
So I have, as I said, 11. That being said, they are not edited for the most part, and it's already 8:48.
Yeah.
So what I think we'll do is I'll play a couple videos, and then we can go ahead and start wrapping up.
Yeah.
And then because we said there's going to be a part 2,
Mhm.
I'll come back at you with this.
You know, honestly, if we continue to go through evidence, there may even be a part 3. At
There
this
might
rate.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, maybe not a part 3. Maybe we'll just like jump into it and be like, okay, here we go. We're not doing any intros. We just gotta get through evidence.
Hello, welcome. Sit down.
Everyone,
Sit down, shut up, listen up.
We're not gonna talk about any of it. We're just gonna play it.
All right, Chris, go for it.
Okay. So, we're gonna start with some bit of different stuff going on. Did you need me to turn off my camera for this to work?
Nope, I got it right here.
Sure didn't. Okay. So this is quiet. This is real quiet. So you might have to turn up the audio at home. All right. You can use that timestamp every 8 seconds. There's 3 taps.
Dear God.
So that went on for 30 minutes of video. That tapping.
And for some context, we are nowhere near this.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
so this is in the doctor's surgical room.
Mhm.
There's the laser grid, obviously. There's a REM pod sitting on the desk. You can't make it out, but it is in the photo. We are in the attic, I think, right now.
So we're 2 stories away.
2 stories away. The door to this room is closed. The door to the bathroom, which is connected to this room, is closed. The door to the doctor's office is closed. And then you get to the rest of the house.
Hmm.
And you really can't hear us the entire time throughout this video. You can't hear us at all until we return.
Yep. And you know when we returned because it scared the crap out of us because there was a very loud knock and we did not know.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
no.
what is that?
Yeah, it was crazy. All right, so I got. Let's do another thing. So this is a little thing that happened. I don't know if this one is super compelling, but I figured it's worth sharing instead of waiting for next week to happen, because this is a theme that happens in the videos I captured for some reason.
Doctor, are you here with us? Jesse, are you here with us? Is there a patient here with us?
Notice how when we ask about the patient, it gets normal again.
Yeah, totally stops.
And while
Yeah.
we were doing the Instagram live, also, some of our viewers mentioned that whenever we were asking questions, the video feed started getting like really bad.
Mhm.
So
And that's something. This was the first time I encountered static at all.
Yeah.
Going through the video, there's a whole video before this of Tom doing the same experiment.
go ahead
With
and cut your
no
stream,
static.
guys.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
So yeah, it's a little weird. The static comes back in a couple other videos, and again, it seems to follow that same sort of pattern, where something's going on and the static happens, and then the static goes away, along with whatever's going on.
So yeah, we haven't even scratched the surface of actual stuff we have to review. We have not touched the audio recorders at all.
Nope.
It has only been camera audio that we've been going through and video. We are we going to try and stream next Sunday? Is that the plan?
I think that should be fine.
It's the weekend before Labor Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, we're gonna try and do this again next Sunday, just because we have so much to cover, and we also will not be streaming on Labor Day weekend, for obvious reasons. We take holidays off because this is America. But yeah, it's a wild time. I don't really have explanations for half the stuff that we've got.
Yep.
So, I know. How are we feeling right now before going over the rest of it? What's everybody's opinions here? We thinking yay? We thinking nay?
She's haunted.
Yay. Yeah, shit's haunted.
So, got a rare verdict from me, I think. This one might be haunted.
Yes, Chris.
but Put it in writing. Put it in writing.
I need to get like a little decal, just slap it up on the screen. I want it.
Yeah. Bitch,
So,
I'm
like, for me, like, the clear, definitive footsteps we caught on video, audio, on the second floor, and us being on the third floor with voice recorders and it not picking up anything that we were hearing, and like you can compare timestamps, it's at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That alone to me is enough to say that it is.
For me, I mean, I said this earlier, and I told you guys when it happened. I was like, if we got nothing other than the knocking, I was gonna say, okay, this might be haunted. But now we got a lot more stuff and the knocking, so I'm gonna say it's definitely I think it's haunted for sure. I'm ready to go back. Like,
Absolutely.
like
Yeah, I'd
right
go back
now.
there. Not right now, no, Tom.
No, I'm ready to go. I'm off tomorrow. I'm going solo investigation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I told myself I'd do a solo next time I went, and so now this is it. But it's the ultimate
God.
solo.
You should do the Gainesville experiment while you're solo.
I don't
Oh
know
my God.
where, what room,
Uh,
the attic.
Oculus room.
Oculus room?
yeah, I mean, clearly the opposite experiment.
we have to tell that story next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by then the Gainesville experiment YouTube video hopefully will be up. So
Yeah.
I mean, the one we're referencing in particular is on Instagram.
it's true.
It is. Go watch it.
Yeah,
Go
for
watch
sure.
it.
Go watch it. I think it's on YouTube too, or not YouTube, but Facebook.
Facebook
Mm-hmm.
might be.
Yeah.
I think Haley uploaded it to Facebook.
Hit them socials.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you like,
And
what
while
you
you're
saw-
there,
Yeah, if you like what you saw, we have a Facebook group where we are going to be posting a lot of this stuff. We also have obviously we have a YouTube channel. If you don't mind giving us a like, sharing with your friends, stuff like that. We have an Instagram, and we also have a Twitch, but it's currently, I got to figure out what's going on with it right now.
Tom broke it.
I broke it. And also we have a Ko-fi. So if you want to support us in our ghostly endeavors, feel free to drop a little bit of a donation. Anything as low as $1. It's great. It'll help us out. And if you the first time you donate, we will be giving you a decal. So definitely appreciate it. Obviously, it's not required. We do this for fun, but we really enjoy doing it. Especially if today was any indication that we are just hungry for it. So yeah. But
Not too hungry though. You don't want to make the ghosts. Don't want to seem desperate to the ghosts.
Yeah, we don't want to look.
Get him away. Like, okay.
But if y'all have any questions, or if you heard something, or if you go and check out the Gainesville experiment that we did, and you have, like, say you heard something or you noticed something while those were going on, shoot us a message on any of our social media platforms. You can hit us on, like I said, Instagram, Facebook, or here on YouTube. You could leave a comment. The biggest thing that I can ask you guys is honestly just to share it out, because this is a whole lot of stuff. This has turned two people who are slightly more skeptical, maybe to be open, a little bit more open. If only a little bit. If only a little bit. So definitely interesting stuff. But we will see you guys next Sunday at 7:30. We promise to be more active on social media. It's just been a crazy time.
Yeah.
You still want to play the outro video, Tom?
Oh no, I'm ready. I got it pulled up. The outro video tonight, I will be leaving you with a classic. We will be doing a reading of Robert Eager's 2016 film, The Witch. We will be doing the Eastern Kentucky version. But until next week, you all, stay safe and stay spooky.
Stay
It's spooky.
Stay spooky.
Now for Little Bubby Witch.
Oh, God.
I even got background music. The Witch, written by Robert Eager. Thomason. Black Philip, I conjure thee to speak, as thou dost speak to Jonas and Mercy. Dost thou understand my English?
No.
Black Philip. What dost thou want? Thomason. What canst thou give? Wouldst thou like a taste of butter? A pretty dress? Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? Yes! Wouldst thou like to see the world?
I thought it was over.
What will you from?
It's never over.
Dost thou see a book before thee? I remove thy shift. I cannot write my name. I will guide thy hand.